What's going on, guys? Mr. Bropo here, bringing you another action figure review, and this time we're taking a look at NECA's Ultimate Pennywise action figure from 1990's It. And I've got to say, this is one of my favorite pieces in my collection right now, which I feel like I say often when I get a NECA action figure. Not sponsored, but I have to give credit where credit is due. NECA just keeps producing good quality collectibles for a good price. And that's, can't really beat that, and they put out a really good variety of figures too, so it's a lot of them I'm interested in, some of them I'm not, but there's a lot that I'm interested in, and they're just really everything's really well done. So props to NECA for producing another great figure. We're just gonna jump straight into this review. Comes with a lot of accessories, there's a lot to talk about, so let's just go straight into it. So first up, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. He comes in the standard, ultimate box for NECA action figures. This one's particularly big because he comes with so much crap, being the balloons, really. So it's a pretty thick box here, as you could probably tell. I mean, it's pretty big. This box. He comes with a lot of stuff, so they had to make enough room in there for to put all that. And then you can see a couple of product shots. We got him in the sewers. Got him in the out in the field with the balloons, and you got him when he got with the noisemaker and the creepy alien hands, and then he got sprayed by the inhaler or something. This movie is, if you've seen it, it's a really wacky movie. There's a lot of Tim Curry's performance is great. It's by far the best thing in the movie. It's not a bad film. It's kind of campy, especially if you've seen the new It movie. So, but that's it for the packaging. So let's just take a look at the accessories and the figure. So for accessories here, we have a stinking ton, man. We get so much stuff with this guy, especially compared to some other Ultimates, which is not a bad thing. Some of them don't need these accessories. Some Ultimates, I mean, but this one just, it happens to come with a lot. And when you compare it to the last Pennywise that I reviewed, it's like, wow, like, it's just crazy. So you get 4 interchangeable heads. I forget which one came on him in the packaging, but in total you get 4 heads. So you get like his really happy face. You get like the damaged face, where he's like kind of, I don't know what's going on there. Don't do drugs, kids. You got his surprised face. He's kind of like morphing into like that monster thing he turns into later, kind of. He's more vicious instead of looking more humanoid. His teeth are getting more jagged and whatnot. And then you have like his scowling face. He just looks super pissed off. I have to say, I think my favorite is probably the smiling one. I mean, this one just looks dead on like Tim Curry. It's like ridiculous how much this looks like Tim Curry from the movie. It's crazy. So, aside from the heads, we get 7 balloons. We get, we got 2 yellow ones, we got a red one, a white one, green, an orange one, and a blue one. So a nice variety there of, compared to the last one, which only came with 1 red balloon. It's pretty crazy. We get like 7 of them here. We have 7 interchangeable hands. We have like those creepy monster hands. We have a pointing hand. We have 2 like sprawled out sort of like waving hands, like if he's waving at someone. He has 1 for holding a singular balloon, I believe, and then 1 for the noisemaker rather, and technically a singular balloon. And then 1 for like all the balloons. And then we also get the noisemaker, and in the it's kind of hidden, but it does say it at the back of the box. You do get an actual paper boat, which is insane. It's actually made of paper. It's not like the other one that's made out of like a rubber or like a plastic or anything. Yeah, it's a paper boat, which is really neat. Great stuff here, man. Awesome. And to switch out the heads, let's see here, we can focus real quick. You just want to, you got 1 head, you want to switch it, you just pull on it. It's pretty simple. Then it is rubbing a little bit of paint onto the head scope, which kind of sucks, but that part isn't really seen as much. It's more hidden. This piece is a floating piece, so it'll come off. It has directions on where to sort of place it. And what's the right direction. And then you just grab your other head, you just plop that just sort of, whoa, okay, you gotta be careful, but just sort of use a little bit of force. And this one's not wanting to go on. There you go. It'll just, it probably won't pop, you probably won't hear a pop, but there'll be a certain, you'll feel it, a certain affirmation where it's just in place and it won't sort of pop out. That looks gnarly, man. Oh my god. In detail, that's insane. Like, if you really get close up to it. Same deal with the hands, you know. You know, you want to put one hand, you put like the, you know, spooky hand on it, like so. And if you want to put a different one, you just pop it right back out. Alright, now let's actually take a look at the figure. So, with the outfit, you have a lot of stuff going on. A lot of different colors, very different from the other Pennywise that I previously reviewed. Let's turn that down a little bit. So, as you can see, a lot of different colors going on, a lot of variation. This vest right here, and this sort of, let me see if we can break that up a little bit. This, you know, all this is a little bit shiny, it's a little pearlescent, not pearlescent, but sort of, has a certain sheen to it. There's like a couple, like, I don't know, it's very hard to describe, but you'd see it if you're in person. It kind of shows there if it's, you know, bouncing off the light a little bit or whatever. You have this shiny paint for the designs of this vest, and you have this really bright yellow, which it has a little bit of shading throughout. You have the little puffball thingy-mabobbers, I don't know what, not a clown, I don't know the terminology. You have these ruffles at the bottom, and then you have his tiny feet. They're a little small. Here's the rest of him in the back. The hair is very vibrant and bright red, so is the nose and everything. Very, very well done. That's the only sort of gripe I have with the figure, going back to the small feet, is that he's a little bit hard to stand up, actually, sometimes. He doesn't really stand sometimes. You have to just sort of balance it out. He'll stand, but I mean, it's I don't know, it's very different how his feet are designed. They're not, I don't know, they're very particular shape, and they're just kind of, it's a little bit tricky to stand in certain positions, so you're not going to get like some crazy like one-legged running position, but I mean, really, are you going to need that for this particular Pennywise especially? I mean, you're not going to need much except standard standing poses, so, you know, gets the job done. He comes with a lot of, you know, accessories, and, you know, he can stand pretty much fine. You just need to work with him a little bit. He'll take a little bit more work to get him in different poses. And speaking of posing, let's go ahead and take a quick look at his articulation. Head is on a single ball peg, so it moves down that much, goes up about that much, swivels all the way around, tilts a little bit. Elbows go out about this much, and the collar piece doesn't hinder anything, so it goes around this much. Double jointed elbows that allow for pretty decent range. Just a little weird. It's a very interesting joint, but it works, and it doesn't look terrible. Swivel here, and hinge here at the wrist as well. Kind of a weak diaphragm joint, moves that much side to side, doesn't really move forward too much, and I would move it more forward, but this just popped off in between takes, so I'm not going to take that risk again. It damages that, so don't crunch it forward too much. And then you crunch it back a little bit. It doesn't do a whole lot, and it starts to gap a little bit here, so, and it doesn't look right if you pose it that way, so kind of a weak diaphragm joint. You can twist it, but again, this gets in the way and it'll come off, and then this breaks up the sculpt, so it's just, no, it's not that great. Kicks forward, though, pretty good. Looks a little weird with this thing because it's a separate piece, but it allows for a decent range, and you're not going to need to have him in that many crazy poses. Does do a mean split, however, and he does have thigh swivel in here, a single knee joint in here, and that swivels as well, and then kind of weak ankle joints. Don't just swivel in here, it's just a ball peg. But again, he's not going to do much more than stand there holding balloons, or a noisemaker, or a balloon, or a child that he's eating, or, you know, whatever. Or just looking and posing. He just does a lot of standing, so you're not going to need him for any really crazy poses. So just to quickly compare sizes, we have just a regular Marvel Legends. We have the Jim Lee Cyclops here from the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave. He's using that Bucky Cap mold, so it's a pretty standard 6-inch action figure. You have the Pennywise that I already reviewed from the 2017 It movie. Great figure as well. And then you have, I just threw in another random NECA figure, my Ultimate T2 Terminator, T800. So just to give you a quick comparison of what he sizes up to. So he's slightly bigger than most normal 6-inch action figures like Marvel Legends and stuff, like standard ones, but there are figures that are taller than him, so I say he sizes up quite well with the new Pennywise. You know, just a dab. And there you go, guys. That is my review of the NECA Ultimate Pennywise from 1990's It movie. And I've got to say, man, one of my favorite pieces in my collection right now. Such a fun figure to look at and pose and have him interact with other. He's very expressive with all the different heads and accessories he comes with. A lot of different cool things you could do. I got to give props to NECA for doing another outstanding job on a figure. If you want to pick this guy up, I don't know where he is. Probably, I've seen him at, I picked mine up at my local GameStop. I know he's at my local comic book shop. So just look out for him. And I think at Target as well. You could probably find him at Target. I believe Target, yes. I think they're starting to get both Pennywises, so if you want him, look out for him. He's gonna run you about $30, so $30 for all this cool stuff. If you're a fan of the movie and Pennywise or Tim Curry or whatever, NECA, pick it up for sure. I highly recommend this one, guys. Great piece. So anyways, I'll see you in the next video. I'll be catching you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.